Simon & Schuster Audio presents The Silhouette Girl by V.C. Andrews. Read by Cassandra Campbell and Caitlin Davies. Prologue. When I was a little girl, I often tried to run away from my shadow. I didn't like being followed. My father thought that was very funny, but I didn't laugh or smile along with him. My mother looked worried about it and tried to get my father to worry about it too, but he never did. My shadow wasn't there when I looked in the mirror, and when I awoke in the morning, I turned quickly to see if my shadow had gone to sleep with me. "Where does your shadow go at night?" I asked my father once. He looked at my mother and thought about it. "Good question," he said. "No, it's not," she said. "It's spooky." He shrugged. "Well," he said after a few moments, "if you look outside at night, you often see bigger and longer shadows, right? That's where your shadow and my shadow and your mother's shadow go at night. They go to join their shadow family." "Stop it," my mother said. My father leaned toward me when she turned away. "When you lose your shadow," he whispered, "you lose the best friend you'll ever have." Prue. Sometimes I anticipate an ominous, dark gray mist in a patient's room before I enter it. The mist would be billowing in from the walls and ceiling as if there was a fire just outside the windows. But unlike smoke, it would have no odor, and it wouldn't burn my or the patient's eyes. For these patients, seconds that passed would be more like years rushing by. The earth would spin faster on its axis. They would sense time was slipping through their fingers. It was easier to hold a cup of water in your hand. Troubling thoughts would seep through their minds, staining every hope with the inky reality of a curtain persistently closing. I didn't need to take a blood pressure or use a stethoscope to hear heartbeats slowing and ponderously pounding with desperation. Whenever I did and saw and heard the results, I feared my forced smile would speak volumes and put the patient into a panic, which would only make things worse. But I never let that happen. I was good at being soothing, being hopeful, and even trickling in laughter that lifted my spirits, too. To be a truly dedicated nurse,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?